Do you want to improve your communication skills, speak more fluently, more confidently and professionally, and at the same time learn how to become a better leader or manager? Within the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through a crucial topic at work, that is delegation. First, I'm gonna talk about its definition, and after that, I'm going to give you 9 top tips so you can practice good delegation and become or be a better manager. After watching the full presentation, you will have learned some crucial vocabulary and expressions that are going to help you sound more professional and speak more fluently in the workplace. Delegation is a vital management skill. However, for some people, it's the hardest to put into practice. I'm gonna give you 6 reasons why some people shy away from delegating properly. Reason number 1. Some people think that explaining the job will take longer and therefore they prefer doing it themselves. Reason number 2. Other people believe that sharing information and knowledge might make them less indispensable, so they prefer to withhold the information. Reason number 3. Others enjoy doing certain projects themselves, so they prefer not to reassign them. Reason number 4. Sometimes people feel guilty about adding tasks to another employee's to-do list. Reason number 5 is about the lack of confidence or trust in who they need to transfer the project to. And reason number 6. Some people simply believe that they are the best ones to do the job. Whatever the reason, you have to continue honing the skill, as refusing to delegate can have negative consequences. Not only will you overload your schedule and prioritize the wrong task, but your employees will also be missing out on valuable opportunities for growth and development. What is delegation and why is it so important? From a management perspective, delegation occurs when managers assign specific tasks to specific employees. By doing so, managers can free up some of their time and therefore they can focus on higher value activities. And at the same time, this is going to keep employees more engaged and more eager to look for growth and development opportunities. Time for 9 delegation tips for managers. First, I'm gonna state all of them, and after that, I'm gonna explain each one of them in a bit more detail. Number 1, know what to delegate. Number 2, play to your team's strengths and goals. Number 3, define the desired outcome. Number 4, provide the right resources and the level of authority. Number 5, establish a clear communication channel. In 6th position, allow for failure. In number 7, be patient. Number 8 is about giving or asking for feedback. And number 9, give credit when it is due. Delegation tip number 1, know what to delegate. Not every task can be delegated. There are things that you should not delegate, for example, performance reviews or anything to do with personal HR issues. After all, when you recruit people and with time you get to know their strengths and weaknesses, you will be in a better position to assign deliverables and transfer responsibilities accordingly. There are day-to-day activities that don't require your oversight. Therefore, you can delegate them. You should ask yourself several questions. Is there a task that you usually tackle that one of your co-workers could actually do instead of you? Would assigning a specific project bolster an employee's or co-worker career growth? Also, if there is something that someone could do better than you, or there is a teachable opportunity, you should delegate. This will show your team that you value them, you trust them, and at the same time, it will give you the opportunity to focus on more strategic projects. Tip number 2 is about playing to your team's strengths and weaknesses. Something you should establish clearly from the beginning are the strengths and weaknesses of your team. You need to look for opportunities to develop them and play on their strength. For example, if you know that one of your team members is very good at designing or is a very creative person, you should delegate that kind of task onto them. If you spot any weaknesses, you should also find a way and use delegation to improve on that weakness. For that, you will need to understand your team very well and find a way to keep them motivated. At the end of the day, you can use delegation to improve on weaknesses and maximize strengths. Tip number 3, define a clear outcome. Simply dumping some work on someone else's plate is not delegating. The projects you hand off should come with proper context and a clear tie into the organizational goals. Before anyone starts working on a project, they should know what they need to complete and by when, including the metrics you are going to use to measure the success. Tip number 4. Provide the right resources and the level of authority. If the person you are delegating work needs a specific training, resources, or authority to complete the assigned project, it's your role as a manager to provide all three. Setting someone up for an impossible task will frustrate both sides. Your colleague won't be able to achieve the desired outcome, and then you'll be likely to put that work back on your to-do list. This is where you also need to fight the urge to micromanage. If you tell your coworker how you would complete the task step by step, controlling the process, you will not be allowing them to learn or gain any new skill. You should instead focus on the desired goal. See how to get there and address any gaps in knowledge that are preventing your coworker from achieving the goal. Benefit number 5 is about establishing a clear communication channel. You don't have to micromanage, but you still need to have a communication channel open, so the person who is performing the task feels free to ask questions and also can send some progress updates through. It isn't fire and forget. That is, I give you the task and I don't worry about it anymore. We have got to have some way to monitor the progress along the way without getting in the way. Setting up regular checkups and providing feedback throughout the process or the project will help with this. Allow for failure is tip number 6. This one is especially important if you are a perfectionist who struggles to delegate because you think that you are the best one to get the work done. You need to allow for failure, and not because your employees are going to fail, but because they need to be able to experiment, to try things in a way that perhaps you wouldn't do it yourself. This will empower them. If you want to delegate properly, you need to be open to new ideas and approaches. Top tip number 7, be patient. As a manager, you are probably very experienced and you can perform and do some of the tasks very quickly. However, you have to be patient and understand that first time you delegate something might take the employee a little bit longer to do the task. If you're patient, they will probably get up to speed and do it faster in time. Time to give and ask for feedback. That is top tip number 8. In addition to monitoring progress, you should be providing some feedback to your employees after the task has been completed. If the task wasn't completed as instructed, you should be able to provide some constructive criticism. This way, the employees will be able to correct and rectify any mistakes that they may have done. And if you want to delegate effectively, you should also be asking your team to provide you with some feedback. Ask them if you provided clear instructions or if there is something that you could do better next time. And the last one, number 9, give credit where it's due. Your team's success is your success. So remember, you have to give credit, you have to praise, you have to reward and recognize a good effort. The more you recognize the good efforts, the more likely they will be to help you in the future.